In this section of the course, we are going to look at complete hotel management system application that is working very fine. In fact, this is one of the best projects that you will do and become a better Java developer. At the end of this project, I believe that you can be able to build any desktop application that you want, because this desktop application has all the functionalities that is needed anytime, anywhere, if you want to develop any technology in Java. Okay, because you don't know how this works, let me go ahead and explain this very well, because we are going to build this step by step in this course. But before we start doing that, you have to get the knowledge of what you are building so that you can be able to follow me as we move ahead and go step by step. First of all, this application has menu bar, and it also has drop down menu, and you can see that here working absolutely very well. Then it's an application where the customers are allowed to come in and make inquiry and choose anything they want from a hotel. They'll go in and put the quantity of fried rice they need. Maybe he or she needs 5 plates of fried rice, and he or she sees the prices being listed by the side. And you want shawarma, how many shawarma you want? Maybe you want 9, and you want chicken, maybe 12. And this calculates the price here. Then the visitor or the customer is allowed to select the drink he or she wants. And after this course, you go ahead and add many drinks you want. But for the purpose of this course, I added just Coca-Cola, Heineken, and Pepsi. So you can go with Pepsi and choose Pepsi and choose the quantity of Pepsi that you want. Maybe you want Pepsi to be 8. So you've chosen 8 Pepsi, and these have different prices. Therefore, the prices are not listed here. If you are making use of one price, you can go ahead and put the price of drink here. So you can choose a room, VIP room, room 201, or so on, depending on the number of rooms you have. Then you go ahead and choose delivery. Do you want this to be delivered to you? You can go ahead and add delivery, then select tax. Go ahead and hit on the submit button, and it gives you the cost of everything. So the total cost of meal comprises of fried rice, shawarma, and chicken, and the price of drink is different. Depending on the price on the drink you select, the prices are different. Then the cost of delivery is 4.50. So you have all this here. Here you can see your tax, the subtotal, and the total. Now you can see the date and time you came in and made this inquiry, or you came to get this from the hotel, and everything is there for you. In case you are coming from any country and you don't understand any other country that is not US, or is not an English speaking country, or you don't know about the figures, or you just want to check the equivalent of this total in your own currency, you can go ahead and type 197.535 and select your country. I just put only 4 countries here. You can go ahead and select China and hit on convert, and you can see it will change this to the China yuan, that is the China currency. You can go ahead and reset this, and it works out fine, and go back and put again 197.535 and select a country, maybe Nigeria, and convert, and it gives you absolutely in Nigerian naira. You can go ahead and hit on reset here, and everything entirely resets, because this reset button controls every other thing. And you go ahead and select again, maybe 7 quantity of the fried rice, and 4 quantity of the shawarma and the chicken, 8. You drink, you select 6, and you can see that when I click on reset, everything goes back to its default. You can go over and select maybe Coca-Cola this time around, and you do not want this to be delivered to you. You want to take this out, but you're still going to pay your task. All right, go ahead and hit on submit. So when you hit on submit, you can see that your cost of delivery is 0, and you didn't see cost of room here. There is no room selected. This is the assignment you're going to do at the end of the course, because I put this purposely so that I will test your knowledge to make sure that you really followed up in this course. Okay, so you at the end of this course is going to make this. So when someone selects a room, it will calculate the price of the room and display it here, and the price is also added to the subtotal and the total, and the tax is also included. Okay, so now you can go ahead and make use of the currency converter again. 138.40408, that is for the total, and select your country, maybe India, and hit on convert, and this gives you the Indian rupee equivalent of the naira, of the dollar. Okay, so now coming over to the calculator, you can use your calculator to check it out to make sure that this is working out fine. You can go ahead and calculate the price of this. Then you can go over here and hit on receipt. You see your receipt here. Let's go ahead and print out everything here, including the quantity of the fried rice, shawarma, and chicken, and the subtotals as well. Go ahead and hit on file, go to new, and hit on receipt, and you can see that it is printed. Hotel Management System is the name of the company, and fried rice is 7, shawarma is 4, chicken is 8, coke is 6, and the total of everything, including the tax, is 138.408. Welcome and thank you for your patronage. You can see that this is printed, and you can click on this receipt many times to print as many as you want. Click and it's printed. So your own assignment is to make sure that this convert, total, reset, and the receipt and the exit works out fine, because I've made all these ones here to work. If I click on refresh button here, everything entirely will refresh. Let's see. You can see both the receipt and everything refreshed. Okay, and whenever you go back here and put them again, you see they work out fine. If I go back to my files and go to new and hit on reset here, everything entirely will reset. So this is about the hotel management system with the receipt incorporated in it, calculator incorporated in it, currency converter added, total, subtotal, and the tax also added. Wow, that is great. It's a huge project that after this you can create any project. I assure you that you can be able to create any project in Java. It is no doubt, because it's a project I made myself, and I believe that at the end of this we can move from zero to hero. All right, so I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. Let's kick off immediately and set up this project, and let's begin immediately. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be creating a project known as Hotel Management System. So go ahead and move to your mouse to new, and move that to project and hit on project, and create Java project, and the name of this Java project is going to be, let's call it Hotel Management, or Hotel Management System. It's too long, but I think I'm okay with that. Hotel Management System, that is okay. So now we've created Hotel Management System, and over here you can see that is the project number 5 we are doing in this course. So go ahead and move to your mouse. So move your mouse to source and move over to order, and here hit on application window and hit on next. So now go ahead and write the name is hotel, and the package is hotel as well, and hit finish. Okay, you've done something so good right now. So go over and hit on design. Let's move over to the design view. Okay, now that you have created this project and you are currently on the design view of this project, so I'm going to double click on this and I'm having the full screen for myself, and I hope you also will have that. Okay, let's go ahead and ensure that we are together in this course. So when you click on run, so let's click on run and let's check out something. I have just this tiny form here, but I need this form to extend to this place, and I need it to extend down as well. So I need a form that is bigger enough. So how do I do that? That is the question. So what you do is very simple. You can close this, you can stretch it here, but move over to your source view or source code, and let's change this to 0. Change this x-axis and y-axis to 0, and change this to 450. You change that to 1500. So you have to adjust to yours. You are not going to put just the same value like mine because my screen is so wide, so you might not get it. So adjust yours to the point that it will be okay. So I'm going to put this to be 800. Okay, let's go ahead and run this again and let's check out how it looks. So you see I have this form here and it's big enough for me. So let me go ahead and close it, and I'll go ahead and move to design view right now. So here on design view, you can see I have it here and it's too big for me, and I'm okay with that. So the next thing we have to do now is to go over to the layouts and hit on absolute layout. So come over here and hit on that, drop it here. So I know you've done that right now. So the next thing that we need is to select a JPanel and enlarge it on the form. So let's go over here and look out for our JPanel. So these are JPanel here. So let's drop it here and let's enlarge this JPanel. So I hope it is big enough right now. You can see it is very tiny. Let's go to the properties of this JPanel, and I'm going over to this point. So go ahead and click on border. So now you've clicked on border, you go ahead and hit on this default and select the drop down, hit on line border. So this line border, let's make it to be 10, and you see that it's stick right now. It's stick right now. So I'll go ahead and select, adjust this and fit it to the size I want it to be. That is what I have to do. So I'm going to use the first one for my calculator, and I can copy this, copy and paste. So now I'm going to paste it twice. So this, and I'm going to copy this and paste again, and I have the second one here. So we've learned how to adjust this. Now I'm going to adjust it. One for calculator, the other two are for the next designs, that is for menu, quantity, price, and the other one is for costing. So let me adjust it and get back to you as you go ahead and do that as well, because you've learned how to do this in this course. So now I've done that. You can see this just right here. Let's go ahead and run this so we see how it looks. So this is what I have here, and I believe that you're having this right now. So I'll go ahead and close this. Make sure you adjust yours to be just exactly the same. Okay, I'm going to close this right now. So the next thing that I have to do now is I have to get a JLabel, and I'm going to place my JLabel just here, and I can go ahead and stretch this JLabel to be big enough so that I can be able to write on it. So I'm stretching that enough. I can bring down here again. So all this, we can do that from the source code. So let's go back to our source code and check it out. So this is my JLabel here. You can change the name of this to Hotel Management System. So if we go over here and check it on design view, you can see it here, but it's too small. So go to the font and click on bold. You can put this down to like let's check 80 and hit on 80. Well, yeah, that is okay. You can still go over here and make it to be 90, but you should be checking yours as well to know the one that fits your laptop. Let's make it 90. It's going to be too big. So you see that it is absolutely so big. So Hotel Management System. Okay, I'm trying to adjust this to make sure that it is very okay. Alright, I'm going to leave it at this point. We can also change the properties of this by, you can go to foreground and you can hit on blue, and this will change to blue color. You see that? Hotel Management System. Let's go ahead and run this and check it out. You can see that Hotel Management System. So I'm going to bring this close to this point again because it is at one side. Close this and hit on this and drag it a little bit. So I'm trying to position it in a good way, and let's run it again. So Hotel Management System. So that is what we have right now. So now that we have this, I'm going to close this now. Let's go ahead and start working on this step by step. So working on this, I will start in the next lecture to go ahead and put the menu bar. So after the menu bar, we go ahead and work on the calculator. After the calculator, we go ahead and work on the menu, quantity, pricing. After then, we go ahead and work on the costing, so the total cost and so on. So working on the calculator and the receipt at the same time in one video. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and work on the menu bar. Now that we have this and we have been able to create this project and we understood where we are going to at this moment. So I believe that we are going to meet in the next video lecture and we move on together. But if you have any question under this lecture, please try to use the question and answer sections, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we will be looking at the menu bar for our hotel management system. So, for you to work with the menu, so move your mouse down to menu and hit on menu. In case if yours is open already, you don't need to hit on that. So here you have Gem menu bar. Go ahead and hit on that and come up here. You can go ahead and just drop it up here. I'm trying to position that well. So now you've dropped it there. You go ahead and stretch this down because it's going to fit in above this place. Okay. I am still on the menu. So sometimes the menu is really misbehaving. So each time I'm trying to click on this, it's really misbehaving. So I'm going back to stretch it again to make sure that everything is okay. I'm dragging this up, up, up. I'm going to keep it here. So I'll drag this to this point. That is okay. And I'm going to drag this to the end as well. I'm okay here. So now I'm going to take this up a little bit. Okay. That is very okay right now. So that is okay. What I'm going to put now is go to Gem menu and drop this here. So when you hit on Gem menu, you drop down that can be called file. So inside file, you just created this. You can go ahead and go to the properties and hit on properties. Take this up to like 20 or 25. Let's keep that at 25 and see how big it might look like. So that is file. So now you need some things under this file. Hit on Gem menu item and drop it here. So Gem menu item, you can name this to be new. So when you go to file, you have Gem menu item, but in case you want to drop down, you can go ahead and delete this and click on Gem menu again and drop it here. So now you can name this new. So this will give us a drop down for that. So go back to files again, hit on files, go to the font and let's make it to be bold. Yes, you can see that. So go to new and hit on new and make new to be bold, and you can do this to be like 20. Okay, you see that? And here under new, let's add reset and receipt. So hit on Gem menu and take this, hit on Gem menu item and not Gem menu. Gem menu item and drop this here and let's name this receipt and go over here, bold and 20. Okay, So now hit on J menu item again. Whenever you drag this and you see this red line here, whenever you see the red line, just make sure, just know that you are ready to drop it there. So drop the second one and let's name this to be reset. And go to font, hit on bold and hit this to 20 and OK. So now you can go ahead and click on files, click on new. You have received and you have reset. So now if you want to add some other things under the new button, you can go ahead and hit on J menu item and move over there. You can see the red line drawn. Click and drop it there. So we can call this to be convert. So let's use this to convert the currencies. So convert and let's make this to be bold and 20 as well. So we use this to convert the currency. So the next one, J menu item, you go ahead and drop this under here again. So we can name this to be total. So we use this to calculate the total price of everything we've done so far. And go to font and make this to be bold. Take this to be 20. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to add a separator, because I've taught you about separator early in this course. So go ahead and take a separator and move it over here and drop it. So let's go ahead and add J menu item again. Let's put this under the separator and let's name this as refresh. So this is going to refresh the entire system. And go over here, hit on bold and hit on 20 as the size. So I can get another separator by clicking on J separator and take it up there again and drop it. So now get another J menu item and drop it here. So let's call this to be the exit. So whenever you click on this, everything will immediately go out. So let's make that to be bold again and 20 and hit OK. So you can change this color to be red because that is the danger sign. Go to the foreground and click on color and click on that. Let's select red so that whenever you hit on red, you know you are on exit. So click on this file. Here you have a drop down. So I've shown you how to create a drop down and I've shown you also how to add menu. So let's go ahead and add a menu item for this. So hit on menu, J menu item and let's take it to file. So we can see the red line drawn for files and hit this there. And when you do that, you can change this so let's remove this J menu here, Ctrl Z and it's gone. So go ahead and pick J menu and not J menu item and drop it here. So we're going to name this to be convert. So everything we have here, we want to get it again. So that is either you click on drop down and do that here, or you click on Gemini here. So change the properties of this again. Go over to font, close this, go over to font, hit on bold and hit on 20. Okay, you see that? So go ahead and hit on J menu again, and the next one, let's call this to be, it's a total. Go over to the properties, to the font, hit on bold and take this down to 20. Okay, you see that? Files. Okay, that is 25 for 5. So all of them must be exactly the same, not 20 but 25. So 25 for convert, and that is too big. Let's keep it at 20 and change the file to 20 as well, so that they will be exactly the same. So take this down to 20 and hit OK. Alright, that is okay now. So the next thing I need now is, let's add reset here by clicking on J menu, and let's drop menu here, and let's call this reset, and go to properties, hit bold and hit 20. So the next one is, let's call that receipt. So go to font, bold, and go down to 20. So let's add the exit, so people can click on the exit menu and hit on this, the exit, and go ahead and change the properties to bold and 20. Okay, so now we've added a menu to this, and how you've seen the drop down menu, how to do that. Refresh, total, convert, reset. The reset and the refresh will be doing exactly the same. The receipt will help us to print out the receipt for the customers, and the exit is going to totally close the system and we're off. So you either do that from here, or you go ahead and do that from here. Okay, you've learned on how to put the menu bar. Let's go ahead and run this and see how it looks in real life. So you see that, and it's really looking good. So when you hit on menu, you can see the menus are really selectable. You see that? So go to file, you see drop down of the file. Go to new, you see drop down under new. So go to convert, total, refresh, and so on. So hit on exit. Is not working because you've not written any code. Alright, before we can be able to write this code, we have to first of all finish our designs right here. So go ahead and close this, and in the next video we go over here and work on this step by step. So we will start with the calculator, and then we jump into these menus one by one. So if you have any question under this, please try to use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be working on the calculator and the receipt tab, and that is for this. So everything changed. And let me go ahead and run this so that I can be able to explain what is really going on here. Because if I'm in your shoes, I will feel like, what is happening? Why did you do this behind us? Okay, I remember that we designed calculator in this course earlier, and we are not going to design calculator again afresh. Therefore, the calculator I have is too big to enter into the previous box I made. Therefore, I adjusted the hotel management system a little by moving this to this side and changing the font size. Now I adjusted these panels. So what you need to do is go ahead and let me close this. So go ahead and adjust this. You see that you can move it up and down and it will follow you anywhere you go. So, and this for the hotel management system, you go ahead and change the font to any size you want. You see that you can just change to 90. That it was previously 90, but I am not going with 90 again. I change it down to 70. So I have been able to do this. So go ahead and rearrange yours to match exactly the same with mine. Or if your box is okay, no problem. But I will be glad if you follow me step by step so that you don't get yourself messed up. So this is all about calculator and the receipt in this video lecture so that you can be able to kick off and move. So now we have these three panels, working with each of them in this course, and in this particular video we'll concentrate on calculator and receipt. So previously we've added the menu and you can see our menu is still just the same. We didn't touch it. So first of all, move to absolute layouts, and here you drop your absolute layout here. You see the green is there. Then get absolute layout again for the next box. This is next. And get absolute layout again for this particular one. We've inserted absolute layout for all of them. So now what is needed is, because we're working on calculator and receipt respectively, we have two different tabs and we need two different tabs for that. So move your mouse to J tapped pen and click on J tapped pen and bring it in here. You can move it, let's say anywhere. Let's drop it here. Okay, so each time you click on this will always be here. So go back to your J tapped pen and stretch this to fit in anyhow you want it. So let me make I think I'm okay if it is here. All right, so I'm okay here. I can bring it down a little bit, and that is cool. So now you've added J tapped pen. So let's click on J panel. Get a J panel and add a panel here. You see that? Add a panel here. I want this to cover every space here. I want this to cover all the spaces here. Let me click on Ctrl Z and take your J tab pen up to cover every space here. Now go back to J panel and get a J panel and hit on this. So you can see my J new tab here. So click on another J panel again, and after the red line, drop it again. So this one is for calculator and one is for receipt. Now go over to source code and here come back here and change this to calculator and click on this, change this one to receipt and go back to your design and let's check it out. So this is what I have. Let's go ahead and run this and let's see. Okay, you can see a tab for calculator and for receipt respectively, and I hope that is cool. So go ahead and close this. Okay, so now we've done this. For each of them, go ahead and get absolute layout again and place here. So for the calculator, you can get absolute layout and click it inside here. You see that absolute layout inside the calculator tab, and click and drop it. So click on receipt again, get absolute layout, and you see that inside here and drop it. So you must always use absolute layout so that you don't get yourself into problem. Okay, so go back to your calculator and double click the calculator tab and move to the project demo calculator that we've designed earlier in this course. Let's copy this. So you have the ability to copy from one project to another in Eclipse. So I'm going to click on display, click on. So I have the ability. Let me start afresh and make sure I copy this fast. So I'm just clicking on the buttons one by one, and I hope I'm going to be fast enough. So copy. I've copied this. You can click Ctrl+Z, Ctrl+C to do that. Now using Ctrl+V, I have this calculator inside here. You see that? I'm trying to position it in a way that is gonna suit me. Okay, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop it here. So that is for the calculator. Then for the receipt, double click on receipt and get J text area down here. Click on J text area and you can just drop it here. So this is J text area. Let's stretch this to fit in. Okay. Now stretch this down. So this is where the receipt will be printed always. Okay, so this is for receipt and double click on this for calculator. So let's go ahead and do this, and you can see for calculator, double click for receipt to be printed here, calculator here, receipt here. Then I think I have enough space still at this point, so go ahead and close this and click on this tab. Let's close it a little. Okay, now click this inside and let's make sure it's okay. That is for the tab. So I've taken the tab inside, so I have enough space here. I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to drag this to come close again. Okay, I'm going to drag this again to come close. Okay, and I want to close this space here a little. All right, you see, I'm just trying to make sure that the design look very good, and I hope you're enjoying that. So let's go ahead and run this again to see how they look. So you can see that is the gap is not good. It's not so much visible. So click on receipt, and the receipt is really touching the edge. Let's go ahead and adjust it again to make sure that we are on a safer side. So go ahead and bring this in. All right, so you see that Well, let's go over here and run this again to check it out on receipt. So you see, that is really beautiful. So this is the hotel management system, the new architecture we just developed because of the calculator that I designed area. So make sure that your own fit in, or you go ahead and build a new calculator. Well, I will not advise you to do that as we are together in this course. So you can see that my calculator is not doing anything. We are going to make sure that everything works fine, smoothly. And you can see everything is okay. Click on receipts, you go to receipts, and calculator works fine. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and take care of the first or the second box panel here, and that is for the menu, for the quantity, and for the pricing on top of here, and other things. And our menu bar is still working very well. Okay, so go ahead and close this. Okay, I opened this twice. So I believe there are lots of changes that are made in this particular video, and we're going to keep using this to the end of the course. So if you have any question, or if in any way you are confused along the way, please use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video. In this video lecture, we'll go ahead and design the menu, quantity, pricing. So, in the previous lecture, we were able to complete the calculator and the receipt section. So let's move ahead and come over here. So I believe we added absolute value previously, and we can still do that many times, so we don't run into any problem. So go over here and hit on JLabel, and over here, let's keep this down here. Let's call this menu. So go over here and change this to bold. Can change this to 25. Let's see how good it looks. And we need to stretch this because it's too small. So that is menu. So can still go back, and let's make this menu to be bold italic. So it is better this way. Bold italic is better this way. And we can still, let's increase these menus to be 30, so that others will be 25. So now we have this to be 30. So go ahead and copy this, because we can't be picking and dropping always. As we are pro in this course, we've learned most of the things we need to move ahead. So go ahead and press this and change this to quantity. Okay, so press again, and let's call this to be, price. So this is going to be, let's go over here and change this and call it price. All right, and let's put a symbol. It's going to be in dollars, and after we change it over. So now we have menu. Let's change them to the menu bars to be in blue, and this also, let's make it to be in blue, and the price also in blue. So that is good. The next thing is let's go ahead and add a JLabel again. So let's say this is for fried rice, and let's make this to be 25. I'm going to leave it plain. Let's make it to be 25, and let's stretch this. So it's not showing very well. So fried rice, I'm going to copy and paste. So for the second one, let's edit this to be, so let's call this to be shawarma. So the second one is shawarma. See that? Let's press again the third one, and let's change this to chicken. Okay, so that is good. Now we need a text field so that you can put the quantity you need. Let's get a text field. So this is a text field down here. So check your text field. It is different from text area. So text field, and let's put this here. So I'm going to stretch this. I think it will be good at this point. Yes, that is okay. You can stretch this up a little. So I'm going to copy this and paste. So for the second one, and I'm going to paste again for the third one. Okay, so I've added text field that is for visitors to for customers to select the quantity they need. Okay, so now I'm going to add pricing. I'll go over and take the fried rice, copy this, because it is still the same JLabel that we are working on. So I believe that we've understood this very well. So that is why I'm just copying that. Press this and change this. So the rice is 5.67. So that is the price for rice, 5.67. Okay, and I'm going to paste again for the second. For the price of shawarma is going to be 3.987. So 3.987, that is for the price of shawarma. Okay, so let's make this to be 3 digits. Yeah, I love going with 3 digits, even though pricing goes with 2. I love making things to be unique. So press again, and the price for chicken is equal to, let's say, 11.452. Okay, this is the price for chicken. So now I need visitors or customers to select the type of drink they want, because we have different drinks. So I will also use the opportunity to teach us about the combo box. So click on J combo box under components and get it here, and drop this here. Let's stretch it. Let's stretch this again so that you can be able to write very well. Okay, so go to the properties of the combo box here and click on model, and under model, let's say this is, tell the user the first one is choose a drink. Choose a drink, and the drink is Coca-Cola. Wow. And let's say Heineken. Is that Heineken? I'm not sure if this is correct. And the next one is Pepsi. So you can put as many as you want. I'm just using only 3 at the moment because this is a prototype, and after this you go ahead and add thousands and thousands of drinks. It's going to work very well. So hit OK, and now go over to font and change this font to 20. So you see that? Let's try bringing this close again. Okay, let's adjust it back to where it is. So choose a drink, and we can still get this down a little bit. So all these ones are 25, so let's take this back to 25 so that it will be the same with others. So now stretch it a little bit. Choose a drink. Okay, so get the quantity, the J text field, copy this and paste. Okay, we've pasted this, and the price for this, because visitors will be selecting different drinks and different prices, so I'm going to copy this and paste here. So pasting this here, I'm going to put this to be underscore because the price will differ always. So I'm going to put this up here. Can bring this, adjust it. So there's no price for each of these drink. Let's go ahead and run this to see how it looks before we continue adding more things. So you see that? That is how it looks. So click on choose a drink, and you see Coca-Cola, Heineken, Pepsi, and I think it's really looking very good right now. So go ahead and close this, and let's move in. So get a J separator. So let's use a separator and divide this. A separator here will be okay. Let's move down. Ctrl Z, I'm going back. So I want the separator to be vertical. So go over to separator panel. That is your J separator here. So go over to the orientation and choose vertical. And now you can draw this down. Oh, sometimes this really misbehave. It really misbehaves sometimes. So you can see that. I can put this back again. I've been able to see what I'm looking for. So stretch this down. Let's keep it at this point. I don't want it to touch the edge. So it's okay. I'll be using this side for currency conversion or currency converter, anyone you call it. So now we've done this, I'll get another separator again, and I'm going to put a separator here. So I want this to move to the edge. So this is okay at this point. Yes. and take this to this point. Okay, so I've separated these two things, and down here I'm going to use it for other things. So now I'll go ahead and get another, click on this, copy this and paste. So visitors might choose a room. Let's put this here. So go to model and say choose a room. I say room 101, 201, VIP. So are you choosing a VIP room? I think that is okay. I'm gonna stretch this again because the room, and if I do that, I will do the same, so that both will be exactly the same. Okay, now you choose a room. The next thing is we go ahead and add a checkbox. Let me add a checkbox. Click on J checkbox, and that is for the first J checkbox is let's change the properties to delivery. Delivery. So do you want this to be delivered? So you're paying for this for delivery, and let's make this to be 20. Okay, let's trace this. So instead of choosing just delivery alone, we can make this to be home delivery. Let's keep it at cost of delivery, and that is okay. So the next one is, let's put a checkbox for tax, because we're going to select tax. So J checkbox, and let's add that down here for tax. Let's put this for tax. So go over here and change this to task. So you'll be selecting your task, and let's go over here and change this to 20 as well. Okay, you can see that delivery and task are in smaller cases because others are selections for services and delivery are checkboxes. So I made them the letters to be in smaller case. So I think they're smaller than others, 20, while others are 25 respectively. So now let me go ahead and get a J button for submit. So this J button is for submit. After selecting everything, you go ahead and submit. I can be able to move this. So let's call this submit, and change this to 25. Yeah, it's going to be 25, and I want it to be bold. Okay, drag this. So that is looking good now. So submit. All right, I'm trying to make sure I design it very well. So go ahead and copy this and paste. So now I have this button too. Okay, go ahead and change this to reset. So whenever you choose, you submit and you reset. So let's go over here and run this to check it out and see how it looks. Oh, you see the submit button is really not showing very well. So go back here and you can move this to the edge. Yes, that is good. And let's drag this to meet it there. Okay, that is looking good right now. So let's run this again. All right, you can see the submit button is really doing no work at this moment. Submit, reset, submit, reset. Choose a room, 101, 201, VIP room. You see that? Choose a drink, Heineken. Okay, and you can input numbers here. Oh, this is too tiny. Let's adjust this. So go over here and make this to be bold and 20. Let's run this, and that is good. We use it for all of them. 20. Okay, that is good. So go over here, bold and 20. Bold and 20 as well. Bold and 20. So let's run this again and check it out. So okay, can select a drink, Pepsi. Choose a room, 101. Okay, you submit. This is really doing nothing at this moment. Delivery, you can choose delivery and you choose tax. All right, so that is making sense at this moment. I'll go ahead and close this, and in the next video lecture we go over here and work on the currency converter. After the currency converter, we come down and work on the last this before we go over and start writing the code one by one. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video. In this video lecture, we'll go ahead and look at the currency converter side of this project. So we kept this side for currency converter. This means that anyone that comes to the hotel from another country can be able to check using his or her currency to know the equivalent of what he or she is being charged at every point in time. So let's go ahead and copy the menu we have here, Ctrl C, and go over here and paste it. So I have it here. Let's go ahead and edit this. So go to the properties and you can put this as currency converter. So I have currency converter, and I'll come back here and stretch this so that it will be visible to us. Okay, draw this towards this side again. So it is not visible. Currency converter. Can move this so that I will align it at the center. Okay, now we have this. Let's go ahead and pick up any of these checkboxes so that you can be able to select your country. So use Ctrl C, choose a drink, and come over here and paste it. So I just pasted this here, and let's go and edit this. So go to model, and over here I'll say country. So whenever you see that, you know you are going to put in your country. Let's say countries like Nigeria. Let's use Nigeria, Kenya, China, India, and I think I'm going to stop at this because this is just for a demo, and you can go ahead and add all the countries. So you can go to online and click and get all the countries of the world and put it here. But for now, I'm going to use just 4 of these, and let me go ahead and click OK. And I have the country here. So let's go over here, and that is okay. We can put this to be 30 or leave it at 25. So now I would like to stretch this, or we should leave it at that so that it's okay, a line at the center. So now I'm going to get a text field. So instead of picking this text field from the components, I'll go over here and pick and copy this under quantity, and so the reason is because we have this already here. So put this here and stretch this. Okay, stretch this again. All right, so this is where you input the number, you put the amount, and you convert. So the next one is I'm going to get a jailable. So this is a jailable. I can get any of them from here, but I'm going to pick this afresh. So this is a jailable, and I'm going to drop it just here. I'll drop it here. So what I need to do now is I'm going to leave this jailable here. Then I'll go over to the properties of this jailable, go to source. So under source, go down. Let's look for the jailable. So this is the jailable here. This is the jailable here. Now what you do is come down here, because there is no place you can be able to add the width of this. So what you're going to do is go to any of these panels, which are the 3 panels we did before, copy this and go to your J panel here and paste it. So take the variable name here and replace it with this. So now we've replaced it. So change this jailable to 1. This is the 10. We put this as 10 before, but now we've changed it to 1. So that is for the panel 2, which we did panel 1, 2, and 3, 1 for calculator, and for the current one we are working now. So remember that this new label is under the panel 2. So let's go to design view and check it out. So now you see this here. Let me stretch this. Stretch this to the end. Okay, you see that I have a visible line here. I have a visible line here. This is because normally your jailabels which you use for rice, shawarma, and co doesn't have any border at all, but we added the border from behind. Now we can go ahead, hit on jailable, and remove the name jailable. Okay, you see that it is empty now. So what this means is that I'm going to use this jailable. I'm going to use it anytime I need to show the result. They will appear here. So users cannot type inside here. So now let's go ahead and add buttons. I'm going to click on submit and the reset button, copy the both and come back here and paste it. Oh, I copied almost everything. These two, and come back here and paste. So I have these two here, and I'm going to paste, keep them here. So let me put that again. Okay, let me put them here. So now I have this here. I'm going to stretch this to reach to the end so that it will match both, and that will make your design to look good. You see that? Take it to the end and take this to the end. Also take the J label to the end and take this to the end as well. So let's go back and remove this name under new label, and it's gone. Okay, now go ahead and change this to convert, but before then let's align this so that they will look just exactly on the same line. All right, so they're looking now good. Go ahead and change this to convert. Okay, you see that? Convert and reset. So whenever you click on convert, it will give you the output, and whenever you click on reset, it will remove everything. So let's go ahead and run this and check it out. All right, so this is what we have here. Click on country and Nigeria, Kenya, China, India. You see that? So we don't have USA here because we're using US dollars here. So that is the default. So whenever you put and you calculate everything and that looks like you don't understand what is happening, you can easily come back here and select your country, put the amount, and you can type in here. You see that? You can type in here. You see that? You can type in here. So I'm going to close this, and the buttons, the stuff here, I will take this to be like let's say this to be 30. Let's go back again so that the text, let's check it. All right, that is bold now. So we are done with the converter. Close this, and let's move this, shift it a little bit. Okay, it's now at the center. So now in the next video, we go ahead and complete the lower one, that is for the cost. We'll do that in the next video so that we can be taking it one by one and get to the end. So thank you so much, and if you have any question, please put it down under the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. But before then, we go off. Let's move this a little. Okay, so see you in the next video lecture, and bye for now. In this video, we'll go ahead and design the cost area. So that is where the price and the total and every other thing will be displayed for us. Okay, so move your mouse and get a J label. But instead of that, let's go ahead and pick this label right here, Ctrl C, and move over here and paste it. So now I can drop this here. I'm going to drop this at this point, and let's go ahead and edit this to be equal to total cost of meal. we've changed that. Let's go ahead and stretch this so that it will display it very well. So total cost of meal. So the next thing is I'm going to copy this. For total cost of drink that the customer choose, I'll drop it down here. Okay, let's go ahead and edit this to be the total cost of drink. So this is total cost of drink. Stretch this again. So the next one, I'll copy this, is the cost of delivery. So this is where they will all be displayed for the user or for the customer too. So the cost of delivery. Cost of delivery. Okay. The next one is cost of room. Cost of room would be here. So go ahead and change this to cost of room. Cost of room. So now we need a box where this will be displayed. So go ahead and choose a JLabel, but instead of doing that, we have this box here before. Let's go ahead and I'm going to press Ctrl Z to remove this from here because I've clicked on JLabel, so it followed me. So go ahead and hit on this JLabel under currency converter and press Ctrl C to copy it. So now you copy this, you come over here and paste it. You see that it will be very easy for you to do than starting afresh. So drop this here. You see that, and this makes life easy for you. So go ahead, Ctrl V and drop the next. So the next again, I will drop the next one for cost of delivery, and that is for cost of delivery. You see how that is being arranged, and I don't have to be dragging clicking on JLabel always, and that is here. So this is cost of room. So now you can go over here and click on this and get the J separator and press it here for this separator here. So this is a separator. Put this here, you drag this down and make sure it doesn't touch the up, and that is it. Bring it up. Okay, yeah, that is okay. So you see that I've been able to divide this. So what it means is I'm going to use this side for the total, for the tax, and for the subtotal. So go over here and let's click on cost of room and copy this JLabel and edit it. Come over here and paste it. So this will help us to speed up than clicking on JLabel always. So this is cost of room. Go ahead and edit that. Okay, yeah, that is okay. So come over here and this should be task. So it's going to show the task. So go over here and bring this back again. Task. So drop the next one again for subtotal. So drop the next one for subtotal, and let's make sure that we have tax, subtotal, and total. Okay, so come over here and edit this to be sub. So you can see that. All right, so the next one, and that should be the final one, is that should be total. So total goes here, and let's drag this a little bit. So let's arrange this in a way that it will look good, because we have only 3 components here. Subtotal, and bring this down, and this is total. This is task. So I think this way it is better off this way. So go ahead and get this variable here so that it can be able to be displayed inside here, and go ahead and paste it inside here. Okay, we can be able to edit that when we drop it. All right, so let's edit it because it's not aligned very well. Okay, I'll copy this particular one now and paste, so I don't need to be editing always. So that is for subtotal, and I'm going to drop it again, and this is for total. Okay, the subtotal, yeah, is aligned very well now, but it should go up a little. All right, they are all arranged very well. So we're going to see total, subtotal, and others here. Okay, I'm going to leave everything the way it is so that I don't mess anything up here. So now I'm go back to choose a drink and go over here and make sure we change this to Heineken, because I knew this is not correct. So this is Heineken and it's correct now. So let's go ahead and view the entire design and let's see how it looks in real life, because we've been designing all this while. Okay, so this is the entire design, and we have all the boxes the way they should be. So I am okay that everything is good right now, except that I need to make sure that this is aligned very well and look professionally designed. Let me go back and do that, because we are here to learn and we should give the best. Okay, I'll drop this a little bit so there is enough space between the two now. All right, so that is okay. That is good. Okay, that is good. So the next thing we need to do is we have to change all the variable names of all these things. So we have to change all their variable names and make sure that, because at the moment when you click on any of these, it will give you something else. Like this is a label 4, and this is label 5, label 6, 7, and so on. So we're going to give it a variable name that corresponds to their services. So we're going to do that in the next video. That is what we'll concentrate on and make sure we do that step by step. So at this moment, I'm so glad that we've come to the end of the design section, and in the next section, we go ahead and change variables and then move over to the last section of coding. So thank you so much, and if you have any question, please do what use the question and answer section and I'll get back to you. Thank you and see you in the next video lecture. In this video, we'll go ahead and change the whole variable names of these fields. We'll change the text field and we'll change the labels. So now click on this text field for calculator and go over here and change this to txt display. So we're going to use just exactly the same thing we used in the previous calculator. Therefore, I am not going to touch any of these buttons. I'm not going to change them until we reach at that point. So if you have changed this to txt display, come over here and click on rice and change this rice to btn. Change this to btn rice, fried rice, and for shawarma, click on it and change this to btn shawarma. I want to make sure we have our own variable names we always understand. So for chicken, go over here and change this to btn chicken. I am always conversant. I am good with btn. That is why I always use that. So you can change yours to anything. So go to quantity and change this text field here to, from text field 1, change it to txt fried rice. So for the second one, I'm going to change this to txt shawarma. So the convention is that all the ones that where users can input things are txt and other ones are bnt. So for the chicken, go ahead and write this as txt chicken. So I hope that is good. So for choose drink, I'm going to say this is txt choose drink. Choose drink. And for the combo box, I'm going to change the combo box to btn choose drink as well. btn choose drink. So for room, I'm going to change the variable name for room to btn choose room. btn choose room. Then for delivery, I'm going to change this to btn delivery. So that is btn delivery. So for task, I'm going to change this to btn task. Though we have task here again, so when we reach there, we are going to know what to do. So now go to submit button, and under the submit, I'm going to name this as a btn submit. And for the reset, I'm going to name this as btn reset 1. So this is going to be reset 1. We have so many resets in this class, so we'll have to take care of them very well. So for total, I'm going to name this as btn total cost. So total cost of meal. Then for the box, I'm going to name that as txt total cost of meal. So for total cost of drink, I'm going to name that as btn total cost of drink. And for the box, I'm going to name that as txt total cost of drink. So for cost of delivery, I'm going to name this as changes to btn cost of delivery. Then for the box is going to be txt total txt cost of delivery only. Cost of delivery. So for room, this is going to be btn cost of room, and the box is going to be txt cost of room. So go to task. I'm going to say that this is btn task 1, and this box is known as txt task because we don't have any txt before. So for subtotal, click on subtotal, and that is txt subtotal, and the label is going to be btn subtotal. So the next one is btn total, and that is btn total, and the box is txt total. So it still remain here. Country is equal to, I'm going to say this is equal to txt enter txt country, and this is equal to txt enter currency, and this, the last one is txt currency output. So let's change this country back to btn. It's going to be btn select country. Okay, so for the button is btn convert. Okay, and this should be btn reset to. Alright, btn reset 2. So under files, I'm going to leave these just the way they are because they are menus and they have their own. So in the next video lecture, I'll go ahead and get the calculator working first before we dive into this. So we'll take it step by step in each video again and get to the point to the end. So in case if you have any question, please use the question and answer section and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you and see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll go ahead and work on the calculator at this point. So we didn't change the variables of this calculator and we'll go ahead and do that right now because we are going to concentrate on this immediately. So this is going to be btn backspace, btn backspace. So just the same variable names like in the other calculator that we did, which is here. This is the calculator that we worked on. So just change the same variable names, exactly the same thing, put it there, put it back again. So I'll go ahead and do that quickly without wasting much of our time. Okay, I have finished changing all these. You can see that btn 7, 4, plus, minus, and so on. So now go over and move to your source view and let's check it out. So you've seen that everything is okay. You don't have any further thing to do here. You don't need to waste time on the calculator. All that you need to do is to simply come over here and go to your source code and go to each of the numeric numbers just exactly the same way they are and copy and paste. So I'm not going to do this anymore one by one because it is here there with you and you have your calculator live. So go over here and copy the action buttons with each of them, the functions there, and paste it there and they'll work fine. So I believe we've done this before. I don't need to waste time. I will copy this for backspace. For example, I will go to backspace and check it out. So this is for backspace. I will come over here and press it. And let's put that of 7 to make sure that this is working fine. So come over to 7 and this is btn 7. So I'm doing a little work here because it is no longer arranged the same way it was arranged in the calculator. So this is for 7. I'll go ahead and press it. Let's go ahead and run this and check it out to make sure it is working fine. So this is coming and click 7. You see that it's working. Other buttons are not working at the moment. So using the backspace, you see, it's going off and off it goes. I'm going to close this and I'm going to pause this video and do that for every one of them, and we'll make sure the calculator is working before we go over to the next stage of this project. Okay, I've just finished editing and copy and pasting. All right, I've just finished copy and pasting the calculator that we just did in the previous project inside this new one. Let's go ahead and run that to make sure that it's working fine. Okay, so this is the project, and 9 minus 8 equal to 1. Okay, go ahead and clear. It's working fine. 2 minus is not working. Dots minus is not working. So let's go ahead and copy that. That is the plus and minus. The demo. So let's go ahead and check that out because this is the plus and minus is not working. So go ahead and copy this from here and get that working. Copy. We like to copy a lot. Okay, now I've copied it. Let's go ahead and look for plus minus, and this is plus minus here. Go ahead and press this and run this again. Let's ensure that this is working fine. Oh, stop. There is a problem here. Okay. This is plus minus. So BTN plus minus. So that is okay. So go ahead and run this. And here it comes. So this is 2 plus minus, you see that? Plus 3 equal to 1. You see that? It's working fine. So this is all about the calculator. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and work on the menu, quantity, and the pricing, so that this will start working very fine, because now it's doing no job. See the submit button, you can insert numbers or anything, but it's not really working fine. You see that? Okay, go ahead and close this. So you've already come to the end of the calculator section. So in the next video lecture, we go ahead and move over to pricing and look at the submit button and get it working. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll go ahead and activate the submit button. So let's go ahead and double click on the submit button right now, and it will go over here immediately. So inside here, we are going to first of all work on the drinks. Then after, we'll go to the meal, that is the food for fried rice, chicken, shawarma, and so on. So far, I always, whenever I'm talking, I'm making mistake in my coding. Therefore, I'm going to paste my code and explain it henceforth, because this is a project I want us to understand and follow on step by step. So you have to follow me, and I'm going to make sure that everything works out fine. So now I'm going to paste my code. So this is the code for drink. I'll go ahead and above this, I'm going to put a comment. So this is for drink. Okay, so let me start explaining this code as we move ahead and understand what is happening. So I first of all create a variable drinks, and here I'm going to pass the text that will be inserted into the text field text choose drink, because the variable name text choose drink is where you will insert the number of drinks you want. So it will pass that as an integer to the variable drinks, and the variable drinks is going to be multiplied with Coca-Cola, Heineken, or Pepsi with their prices respectively. So the price of Coca-Cola is 0.957 multiplied with how many drinks you've chosen, and Heineken is 2.432 multiplied with how many drinks you've also chosen. Likewise Pepsi. So you can alter your own price, and you can make yours to be in 2 decimal places or so on. So I made mine to be in 3 decimal places. So I use the variable Coca-Cola, Heineken, and Pepsi. That is the one I use. Now, you now give a condition. If btn choose drink, if the btn choose drink dot select, so the btn choose drink is the combo box where we inserted Coca-Cola, Heineken, and Pepsi. So if the item selected is equivalent or is equal to Coca-Cola, then it's going to show us the price of Coca-Cola in 3 decimal places. So that's why I have this percentage.3f. So remember that this variable here is the one that is collecting this. So likewise, that of Heineken and that of Pepsi. So if you go ahead and choose drink at the end, what it means is that no result will be given. So at the display of with total cost of drink, you are going to get nothing. So you're going to get 0.00. Like whereas once you choose Heineken, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, you're going to get the result of all these. Now I'm having a red underlined under the text total cost of drink. In case if you're having this problem, just move your mouse there. You can see that we have 9 issues to fix. But the actual problem with this is that the variable is considered not to be available. So, and you expected to create a local variable. I'm not going to advise you to do that. Just follow me and copy this whole button, starting from the submit button to the end. Copy the whole button and cut it. So now I've copied this whole button and go down below, because here I have the total cost of drink is below the submit button. So our code runs step by step. It's not seeing this. It's not seeing the variable total cost of drink before then. So go below this and I'm going to come down just below here. Either I do this here, or you go ahead and move down to the last button, to the bottom part, and paste your code there. So the submit button is just below here, and you can see that all the errors are gone now, because the code can see variable total txt total cost of drink before it sees this one. So there's no error anymore. So just copy that and paste it there in case if you're having this issue. But if you're not having this issue, leave your code as it is and let's walk along. This usually happens when you are using design view and source view at the same time. We created all these on the design view and now we are writing the code. Okay, so let's go over here and run this to check it out. So go ahead and choose a drink. Let's say this is Coca-Cola, and how many of them? 6. Go ahead and hit on submit. You see that? And this is too tiny. So go ahead and close this. Let's make this button. Go to design view. Okay. Go to each of these buttons. The field, make this to be 25. Okay, each of them 25. So the font size should increase to 25. Likewise, cost of delivery 25. Okay, let's complete all of them at the same time so that we will not run into the problem of doing this next time. So they all 10. Okay, all right, and total is 25. So that is okay. Go ahead and run this code again. Let's check it out. So alright, go ahead and choose a drink again, Heineken, and put your number. Let's say 3. Submit. You see that? So the reset button is not working currently, so this will not go off at the moment. So when you put 4 or 5, it will keep increasing, so there's no reset button to work at the moment. Okay, I'm going to close this. Click on the submit button again. Let's move and continue. So the next one is the meal. So go ahead and put this code for the drink. So I'm going over here. Let's look at the meal. When you select fried rice and so on. Okay. So for the meal, let's go ahead and look at the code that will help us to make sure that the meal is working fine. So let's check this out. We have double fried rice. So the number, just like the same way we have our drinks. So it will get the text that you have, that you inserted into the box, your text field for rice. So let's check this and make sure that there is no problem. So go over here and hit on this. So quantity is equal to fried rice, and I wrote a rubbish here. So this is fried rice, is the variable name. So double click on submit button and you are here back. So that has been corrected. So for fried rice, the variable fried rice is for the text field, and the shawarma, text shawarma is for the text field for shawarma, where you input the price, and the text chicken is for chicken. So you put how many you want. Then for rice, I'm going to explain for rice, and that's applicable for shawarma and chicken. So you insert the number you need, and this is passed as an integer and moved to the variable, new variable you created, fried rice. And this variable, another variable created, p fried rice, is 5.676. So that is the price for rice, and you can see that on the design. So create another variable, get fried rice. So get fried rice is equal to the price of the fried rice times the quantity that was passed to this variable. You see that? So you use this to get the price of the fried rice and the quantity that is selected. The user inputs either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So now, you go ahead and display this on the screen in 3 decimal places. Using this in a string format, you display it in a string format in 3 decimal points, and this is what we displayed: get fried rice, which is the price of fried rice multiplied by the quantity. And you go ahead and show this on the screen: total cost of meal. So this is the same thing applicable to shawarma. Number of shawarma put in by the customer, multiply by the amount, and it go ahead and show this on the screen. So when the user selected rice and also shawarma, you can see here the argument is get shawarma plus get fried rice. So this two is selected. So when the user selects fried rice, shawarma, and chicken, you see that I have get chicken, get shawarma, and get fried rice for the last one. So this is for chicken, and this is for shawarma, and this is for fried rice. Let's go ahead and run this code and make sure that it's working very well. So it's going to add the price of the 3 meal and give you the output. So for fried rice, I'm going to put 1. For shawarma, I'm going to put 3. And for chicken, I'm going to put 4. Let's go ahead and hit on submit. Right now, okay, go ahead and choose a drink. If you don't want to choose a drink, go ahead and put 0 and hit on this. You see that? 0. So this calculates the amount for the 3 meal together and give you for the first one. So if you go ahead and choose a drink and remove this to like 2 and put, you can see that it now gives you a value. Okay, the reset button is still not yet working. We are going to still look on that later. So close this, and this is for meal. Let's go ahead and look at another one because we have so many things to look at on the submit button. So the next one is delivery. All right. So for delivery, let's go ahead and put this here and explain it, because this will also help us to move fast. When we are going to type all these lines of code, it's going to take so much longer time to do that. So the double cost of delivery is 0.01. Let's make this to be 4.50. Okay, so if BTN delivery is selected, so whenever a user or the customer selects the checkbox, it's going to add the price and display it, else it will go ahead and display 00. Go ahead and run this and let's check it out. I have so many things running on my system and this is taking longer time. So select meal 7, 3, 1 and drink 5. Let's choose a drink, Pepsi. And go ahead and click on delivery and hit on submit. So you can see cost of delivery is 4.5000. So I put everything to be in 3 decimal places. So remove on this select delivery and hit on submit. It goes to 0.000. You see, this is working fine. Let's close this and go over to task. So that is the next thing we have. Go over to task and let's check it out. So we are here under task. So let's go ahead and look at this under task. So first of all, we create a variable ptotal1, ptotal2, ptotal3. So what this does is, for the first ptotal1, it collects the entire cost of meal. It will get the entire cost of the meal, and ptotal2 gets the entire cost of drink, and ptotal3 gets the cost of delivery. Using C total, I will add the three of these costs, the cost of these three, and divide by 100. So that is what we use to how we work with task. Divided by 100, and if task is selected, it will go ahead and print this out in text tags. So the variable tx text, we print x total. So we use x total to display this in 3 decimal places and the value of c total, and this go ahead and display on the JLabel with variable tx tags. Remember, we changed all the variables previously. So let's go ahead and run this and see it working out fine. Okay, it's coming up and it's here. So choose fried rice 5, shawarma 2, and chicken 3, and Coca-Cola. Let's choose this to be 8. Go ahead and submit. So delivery is 0. Go ahead and hit on delivery and hit again. Delivery is 4.500, and go ahead and hit on task and submit. So your task is 0.769. So this is your task, 0.769. Okay, the reset button is still not yet working, so that you can be able to reset. And go ahead and increase this to like 12 for shawarma and hit on submit. You can see that your task changed. I hope you can see that it's working out very fine. I'm going to close this as we go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and choose it and work on the total. So all these are what are going to happen whenever the submit button is clicked. So we need the total to start working right now. Total. So let's go ahead and press this code here and work on it immediately. So we've created p total 1, 2, 3. Now we create another p total 4. Under tax, we get the total cost of meal, drinks, and delivery. So under total, we are going to get also the cost of task. So using p total 4, we get the value of tx tax. So that is the cost of task. And we are going to collect this and pass it to x z tax total. So this z tax total is the one we'll be using to work for the subtotal. Then passing that into z tax total, we are going to display the value of txt, that is z tax total, to txt tax. So whatever value that is displayed here will pass to the subtotal. Okay, so the subtotal will not be included, the value of the task will not be included in the subtotal, but the value of the task will be included in the total price. So this is how it works. So for the subtotal, we only add tx p total 1, p total 2, p total 3. That is what we did here without dividing this. So whatever we get here, we pass it to p subtotal and we show it under total. So the subtotal does not contain the task. So whatever we did over here, we are going to use the value of the task, which we just get from here, and add it to the subtotal, which will give us the total price of everything, including the task. So x total is equal to p total 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this 4 is for the task. So this 4 is for the task. So therefore, we are going to display x total, which is the price of the x total, which is the total price of p total 1, p total 2, 3, and 4. We pass that x total to y total and display the result at txt total.setText. So this is for the total price. So this is where the price will be displayed. So I believe that we really understood this. So let's go ahead and look at this and check it out very well. Go over here and hit on total, and let's look at this. Am I saying total? Let's go ahead and hit on run and let's look at it. So sometimes when you're writing code and you're explaining at the same time, you might be making some lots of mistakes. Let's go ahead and choose this. Let's put this to be 2 and let's choose this Coca-Cola and delivery and task. Submit. So you can see that adding task and subtotal gives you the total price, and that is 126.129. So the reset button is not working yet. We are going to look at the reset button very soon. So go ahead and close this, and the code is just very before us right now. Okay, so this is all about the submit button. Alright, so we've come to the end of submit button, and I believe that everything is okay. In case if you have any question, please use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In the previous lecture, we looked at the submit button, and in this very lecture, we are going to look at the reset button. So go ahead and double click on this particular reset, not this but this one. So this is the reset button, and as I told you, I'll go ahead and press this to avoid confusion along the way, and I'm going to explain it one by one. So you see, I still have most of all these underlined, so go ahead and select all these, the reset button as a whole. You can cut it, just go ahead and cut that. Okay, you can go ahead and close this space in case if you're having space just like mine, and go below the last button down here, just below the submit button, and put it down there, and you can see that they are all gone. And I have receipt area is not underlined, so go to your design, let's check it out. Okay, go over here and click on receipt. So this, go over here and change the variable to receipt area. So this is for our receipt, because whenever we click on the reset, everything, the entire thing here will reset. Everything will reset, so it will clean up everything here. So let's go back to our source code, double click on reset, and we are back here again. So whenever you click there, the text fried rice, whatever that is there will go to null. That means it will go back to zero. Nothing, not even zero, everything will be empty. Shawarma will be empty, chicken will be empty, choose drink will go back to default, text total cost of meal default, everything will go back to its normal state. Then BTN choose drink, the combo boxes for the drink, for choose a room, and for country, we all go back to its default state. Both the receipt area will automatically go back to its default state. So let's go ahead and check this out. Click on this and let's go ahead and make sure that everything is working out fine. So for rice, 4, 2, 3, 2, then select a drink, Coca-Cola. Then you can choose a loom like a 202 delivery task. So let's go ahead and submit. So everything is here. Now you can go ahead and input some values inside here, even though it's not working yet. Nothing is happening here. We have not written a code for this. So now click on the reset button here and everything will be wiped off. Click. You see that? Everything. And choose a room and choose a drink, go back to the default state. So for checkboxes, you are the one that will always select your box. That is normal. So, and deselect them anytime you want. So this is all about the reset. Now, your own job is to activate all these. I'll go ahead and do one. I'm going to move on this reset and just do exactly the same. And for refresh, I'll do exactly the same thing. Then you go ahead. This is your own assignment for this course. Activate all these menu here. Just the same thing. So go to this reset and double click. Oh, I am not on my design view. All right. So come over here and move to this reset and double click on this. So you can always go here and go to action perform, and it immediately take you there. So this is for that. Press the code here again, then go back and look for refresh. They will all do the same job. So this is refresh. Go and add event handler action perform for refresh button. So for refresh button is exactly the same thing. So let's go ahead and run this code again. Okay, put that 3, 4, 2. Okay, I can put 23. Why am I removing that? 4. Choose Coca-Cola and you can select everything. Select a room, select Heineken, submit. And they can also go over here and put some things. So now let's go ahead and reset. Go over to files, to new, and click on reset. Click on refresh. Let's check why this is not working out fine. Reset, and refresh. Let's go over here and check it out. I know why it is not working out fine. Okay, so I've checked and I'm looking at this. This is my refresh button and this starts from here and ends there. I've checked, maybe I copied wrongly then. Okay, so I copied wrongly. So let's go ahead and go back to this reset button here. Go to this reset button here, right click again and move back to action perform. Let's look at it. So this is what I have here. So go inside here and press the same code there from the other one. So let's go ahead and run this now and check it out. We have to make sure it's working fine. There is no issue there. So add something here, 5, 6, 3, 7. So go to files and go to reset and hit. Okay, yeah, that is working fine. All right. So let's use the refresh button. It's working fine. Okay, this is amazing. So you are not allowed to put these numbers because they will never work. Reset and they're working fine. Okay, let's do the exit immediately. So go back to design and let's look at the exit button, which is this. Right click and go to action and action perform. And here we are right now. So let's say system.out. Sorry, this is system.exit 0. So that will take care of the exit button. So go ahead and hit on this. Let's run this code again. And let's go to exit and hit on exit. Wow, and off it goes. So this is all about the reset and the exit button, and they're working just perfectly well. So in the next video lecture, we go ahead and move over to the next one and make sure we complete this to the end. So thank you so much, and if you have any question, please use the question and answer sections and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll go ahead and look at the currency converter section. So this is what we'll be dealing at this moment. Okay, go ahead and double click on convert so that we can get and start working. So here on convert, before we can do anything under here, let's go ahead and go up here and declare some global variables for this. So I have double Nigerian Naira 360 to $1 and the double Kenyan shilling is 101 to $1 and Chinese yuan is 6.29 to $1 and Indian rupee is 65.02 to $1. So at this moment you see Nigerian is the highest. Wow, the economy is too poor. Okay, so let's get back and kick off immediately. Now let me go ahead and put on the code for the. So inside here, I'll just go ahead and press this code here, and this is all the code for this. So double US dollar is equal to whatever you enter into the currency converter, that is the insert or enter currency. Whatever you enter there, it will pass that to US dollar as an integer, and here it will go ahead and string multiply that with the variable of Nigerian naira, Kenyan shilling, Chinese yuan, or Indian rupee, depending on which of the combo boxes you choose. So if you select Nigerian naira or Nigeria, it will go ahead and multiply that with Nigerian naira and give you the output. Naira will be displayed as TXT currency output. So I hope you still remember our variables. So this is applicable to Kenya, China, and India. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this code and check it out to make sure this is working very fine. So go ahead and insert some numbers here and click on convert. So hit on convert, and this is not responding. So let's check and know why this is not responding. Going back again, I cannot see any problem on the code. Let's go back and make sure that we know what we are doing. So go back and input something here again and convert. So it is not converting because I didn't select the country Nigeria. Let's reduce this so that it's going to, let's put this to be $10 and convert this, and this is equal to 3,600. So this is too tiny. Let's go over to design and okay, let's do this from here. It will be very difficult for us to find this, but we are still going to work and make sure we get it from here. So I'm looking for so without wasting much of our time, let me go over to design view and do this. So go over to design view because I have too many codes here. So click on this and go over here and enlarge this screen to make it 30 or 25. I think that is okay. So, and let's put this to be at the center as well. So go to horizontal leading and put it at the center, so the text will appear at the center. And with this also, go to leading and select center. So let's run the code again and see how it works. Okay, go ahead and put $1 and Nigeria, convert 360. Select Kenya, convert 101. You see that? China, convert 6.21, and India, convert 65.02. So clicking on the reset button is doing nothing at the moment. I'll close this and let's go ahead and double click on the reset button right now. So let's go ahead and click on reset button and write the code for this. So go ahead and put this code here. So for the TXT currency output, set it null. TXT currency, enter currency, goes to null, and btn select country dot select item, change it back to country. So this is what it does whenever I click on the reset button. So I hope everything is okay. Let's go ahead and run this code and make sure it's working out very fine. Okay, let's input some things. It's now at the center. You see that? reset, and it goes off. Select country Kenya, reset, back to country. So $150 convert that to Nigerian naira. Wow. And reset, everything wipes out. You see that? 150 convert that to Chinese yuan, convert, and this is what you get. Click on reset and everything goes back to normal. So remember, you can also click on reset here. Everything entirely here will immediately wipe off. So this is convert here. I'm going to put the one here, then you put this on at the tip. So let's go ahead, copy the code for convert and add it here. Make sure that it's working very fine. Close this, and let's scroll up and check the code for convert. Let's make sure that everything in this course is working perfectly. So because we have huge number of code here, sometimes I will advise you to go to the design view, double click and pick anything you want to pick. So don't make the mistake of leaving curly braces behind whenever you are copying. So I'll copy this code. I'll go to design view, because that is where it will be easier for me to find this. So go to file and go to convert, event handler, action perform. So this is it here. Press this code and I hope we are good to go. Go ahead and run this. Let's make sure that everything, the menu bar is working as it should be. So 150 convert. Okay, click on country, select your country, Kenya, and hit on files and hit on convert. Oh, you can see that working fine. So hit on refresh and everything wipes off. The same way, if you hit on reset, this entire window for currency converter wipes off. And when I go over here and hit on exit, it is closes. So this is all about the currency converter, and in the next video I'm going to handle the receipt separately so that we don't mix things together. In case if you are coming back for reference tomorrow, you can know where you are going, and a particular lecture you are getting what you need. So thank you so much, and if you have any question, please use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. See you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll go ahead and look at the receipt section of this course so that you can be able to print out receipts and for your customers. So going over here, we have under new receipt. Okay, and that is, once you calculate everything, you go to receipts here and it will be printed here. So now go to your files, go to new and go to receipt, move over to action perform. Let's get this working. Okay, under here, go ahead and press this code we have here. So this is going to get the receipt. It's going to get the receipt, and it will be displayed for the user. So this is get the price of the fried rice, how many that is choosing, get the how many that is choosing for shawarma, the quantity that is also chosen for chicken, and quantity that is chosen for drink. Okay, so now for you to get the type of drink that is selected, you go ahead and use btn choose drink.get selected item plus invoice 4 is for choose drink, then how many drinks that is selected. Okay, so now to give the total of everything that is selected, you use txt total.get text. All right, so this is gotten from the total we did, and this is just a string to display the result of everything. Invoice 1 is collecting for fried rice, invoice 2 for shawarma, 3 for chicken, and 4 is for drinks. So let's go ahead and run this code and see this working out fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose for fries 5, shawarma 6, chicken 8, drink 2, and that is Heineken. Delivery task, choose a room, go ahead and submit this. Okay, so this is a 138655. so if you want to check this, convert this in your own currency, go ahead 138.655, click on convert, go ahead and choose the country, Nigeria, and convert. So this is what you have. All right, now if you want to check out if this is really possible, maybe you want to check your task and your subtotal to know if the value is actually true or false, go ahead and put 1.373. so you have your calculator here to check out anything, plus 137.282 equals to 138.66. so approximately my calculator is for 2 decimal places, whereas this is for 3 decimal places. So now you can go to receipt. There's no receipt here, so go to file and move over to new and hit on receipt. So you can see that it's printed out. Wow. That is amazing. All right, so this is all for the receipt, and you can see the receipt is working fine. So in the next video, we go ahead and check out everything and make sure the entire system is working just normal, the way it should be. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. Hello, in this video lecture, we will go ahead and conclude the project we've just started, and this is the end of the hotel management system. So I believe that we've gone so far and we've done lots and lots of things, and I believe that the projects we've done in this course will help us to become better Java developers, and we keep learning and we keep uploading more projects in future. Okay, so now we've succeeded in creating this awesome project, and the last thing that we've not done is to add the clock. In the previous projects we did, we created a project for clock and date, and here I didn't show us how to do that because we did it together in this project or in this course. Therefore, I want you to go and pick it up and place it just here, because you can see that. Just put your J field, your J label here, and this time around, don't make the border to be visible. Just keep it the way it is. Don't make it to be visible, so that the time and date will appear. Okay, I'm going to show you the source code, and I'm going to run this project, and then we'll go ahead and look at the general overview. So going over above, you don't need to touch your code at all. So checking out this, you can see that we created another method for this, and we run this date and time outside the main class, outside here, this main method hotels, and nothing is going to touch your code. You don't need to interfere with the code you've written for the hotel management system. So just exactly after void main and before the public method hotel, go ahead and write this. So your constructor here, hotel, and before and after public static void main, you go ahead and paste the code for date and time here, and do not forget to call the time, the date and time, or your clock. Yeah, I used to call it clock because it's always been in my mind, and that is why you hear me say clock or date and time. So don't forget to call it under your main method, your constructor hotel, because your constructor has the same name with the project hotel. So let's go ahead and run this and make sure that it's working very fine and very well. All right, so you can see your clock and it's moving. Let's make sure it goes to 48. You see that? And your date is still good. So here it is working very fine, and every other thing is just exactly the same way. Okay, so I believe that everything has come to the end and your system is working very fine. So go back here and put rice 4, shawarma 6, chicken 2, drink, let me pick 9 or 90. Let me choose the drink to be Heineken, and go ahead and choose a room, tax, and delivery, and submit. So go ahead and you can use your calculator and print your receipt, and go ahead and hit on receipt. So you see that, and you have everything working out very fine for you. So both your conversion, you go over here and convert this to 291.799, and let's convert this to China. So you see that, and we go ahead and convert this to Nigerian naira, and this is what you have. Now your assignment in this course is to go over here and add a room, create a code, write a code for the room, so that when you select a room, it will show you the price for the room here, and it will add it to the total. It will add it to this. And the next assignment is to make your time and date working just like mine, because you have it already in this project. And the next assignment is to go ahead and make sure that your menu bars are working. When you click on them, it will give you exactly the same thing. So far, so good. You have come to the end of the course, and you have everything working out for you. Do not forget your assignment, and make sure that you are really working to the end. So I believe that at the end of this course, that you can say yes, you've learned so far some good things that will help you to become a better Java developer. Okay, and when you click on exit, everything goes off. So I'm so glad working with you, and I'm very happy that we achieved it together. And keep on waiting for more projects. I will keep uploading some projects in future, in case if I have the time to do that. And I will also create a better course again on other things in Java that's going to help us to become better Java developers. It is my own duty to make sure that you enjoy Java development, and I am looking forward to making a course on JDBC. So it's gonna be something that is practical, and in case if you're watching this video after it is out, I will ask you to check it out, because I believe it's going to be awesome and it's full of practicals. All my courses are full of practicals. So, and in case it is not yet out when you're watching this video, I promise you it will be out very soon. And I'll make sure that I keep making you to be the best in the industry of your learning, and I'll keep making sure that you excel and become the better you, and you continue to progress. And I believe at the end, we are going to be happy developers, and we are going to enjoy good and huge salary come very soon. So thank you so much, and I'm very glad having come to the end of this course with you. So I'm going to see you in my next course coming up very soon. So thank you, and see you then.